Alright, time for the third case. Do I remember the July Revolution? Of course. How could I ever forget? The chanting, the violence, the smell of gunpowder, the 3 glorious days. Act 3, The Sleeping City. I can't believe he's skipping work again. I swear, if I find that moping bird brain at Le Carnet Jouer. Ah, finally. Good morning, Falcon. Morning, No, wait. It's 2 in the afternoon. That means the official greeting is, "Where the hell have you been, lazy bones?" Ugh. It's far too early for this level of roasting. Pass the Cabernet Sauvignon. No way. We've got important business to discuss, and I can't do that if you're half drunk. Mon Dieu, give me a break. I haven't had a good night's sleep since the trial. Something on your mind? Actually, yes. It was what that wolf judge said about a revolution. Pshaw, that guy was off his rocker. And besides, if we worried about every potential French Revolution, we would never get any work done at all. Am I right? Yeah, maybe you're right. Worrying doesn't do us any good. Tell me about this important business you wanted to discuss. Oh? Oh yeah, the business. A letter. This one's from the Paris Police Department. Fancy wax seal and everything. That is indeed a fancy seal. Well, go ahead, Sparrowson. You may have the honors. All right. Monsieur Falcon, meet me on the rooftop cafe opposite the Police de Bastille. I have a proposal. Regards, Inspector Volerti. That's it. How terse. A proposal from the inspector? Interesting. Do you have any idea what sort of proposal he has in mind? Not a clue. So, are we going to meet him and find out? No. The inspector is a crime-obsessed nincompoop. I have no intention of listening to anything he has to say. Well, if the proposal is really good, like we have 100 liters of wine that need to be drunk post-haste. Wishful thinking. It's more likely he just has some paper-pushing task that the police can't be bothered to do. Can I make a suggestion? Let's go meet the inspector. If he gives us an impossibly good wine gig, then we can graciously accept. And if he offers us a terrible paper-pushing job? Then we can reject it to his face. In style. We can tell him... To shove it? Yeah, we can be like, "Shove it, Inspector." Say it with me, Falcon. Shove it, Inspector. Shove your lousy paper-pushing job. Louder. Shove it, Inspector. That felt pretty good. Alright, let's go stick it to the inspector in person. Oh, but before I forget, I need to drop by the hospital at some point. What did you eat this time? No, it's not like that. Well, not entirely. I need to pay for the bill from my last visit. Oh, that's reasonable. Sure, we can pay a visit. But the inspector's call should take priority, I think. Brr. It's far too cold to be meeting on a rooftop cafe. Why couldn't the inspector have chosen a comfier location? Who knows? Maybe the inspector likes the view because it reminds him of his days guarding the old Bastille under the ancient regime. Wait, do you think the inspector worked here during the ancient regime? Do you think that's how he got his war wounds? It was a joke, Sparrowson. I'm pretty sure the inspector isn't that old. Well. Severin, what are you doing here? Settle down, JJ. Just like you, I was invited here by the inspector. What could he have wanted with all three of us? It is hardly unusual for the lawyers and police of France to collaborate. The inspector probably has a big investigative role that requires all hands on deck. A big investigative role? Sounds juicy. Oh, by the by, did you hear what happened to Judge Romulus? No, what? He escaped from prison before we could even try him. Rumor has it that the wolf bribed his jailkeeper and then fled for the hills. So he escaped justice. For now, but don't fret, nobody manages to escape the long arm of the law forever. Speaking of which... Ah, good. You're all here. Excuse me, Monsieur Mr. Inspector Volerty, sir. Falcon and I were wondering, did you get your injuries while defending the old Bastille prison? Don't drag me into this, you fool. I was joking. You impudent whelps. I'm not that old. I sustained these injuries when in the July Revolution, 18 years ago. I was a royal guard, just a lowly peon. The air was thick with gunpowder and blood. Oh great, now you've set him off. We were given the order to charge at a rebel barricade. My comrades and I fastened our bayonets. Suddenly, boom! Without warning, a gunpowder keg exploded. My comrades were dead. I was heavily wounded. That's when I looked up and saw a looming figure standing between the gargoyles of Notre Dame. It was the Viridian killer himself. This is a fascinating story, Inspector, but perhaps you could tell us why we are here. Oh, right. Of course. Why we're here. What I am about to tell you is to remain strictly confidential. You understand? It's a matter of national security. As you've probably heard, France is under threat from a certain heinous group. Hipsters. It's true. The other day I was called a pop-loving pleb for enjoying Chopin. Now's not the time for joking, you two. The inspector's obviously talking about the growing rumors of an uprising. Correct. A rebellion is coming. Indeed. Rebels. There's a storm brewing in the shadow of Paris. We, the Paris Police Department, have known about it for months. No, years. In every tavern and on every street corner, people talk of organizing protests and overthrowing the government. The king has ordered for public gatherings to be dispersed, and for newspapers to be censored, but the whispers of dissent remain. No surprise there. If you take away an angry citizen's ability to speak, they will just get even angrier. Indeed. And that's why it's paramount that we find and strike at the heart of the rebel group as soon as possible. For that, I need your help. What exactly do you want us to do? Interview citizens, scout locations, find the secret rebel meeting location that has escaped the eyes of the police. Do we have any leads? Just one. We know that the rebels are having weapons supplied to them by a crooked merchant who is only referred to as the Croque Monsieur. Like the sandwich. What? The Croque Monsieur. It's a hot sandwich. Cheese, ham, a little bechamel. Bechamel. Throw on some peppers if it's Friday night. This has nothing to do with sandwiches. Croque Monsieur is the alias of an accomplished and notoriously dangerous arms dealer. In any case, that's everything the Parisian police know. That's everything? That's all you have to demonstrate after years of tracking? Naturally, as a public prosecutor, it is my duty to help the police with their investigative work. I would be honored to lend any and all assistance. suck up.
It's very good to hear, Monsieur Cocorico. But what about you, Falcon?
Well, to be honest, Inspector, I don't quite understand why you're asking me. I'm a private defense attorney. I work for citizens who get stuck in legal trouble. Rebel hunting isn't quite my forte.
You want to know why I'm asking you? Look around you, Falcon. We are surrounded by corruption and incompetence. The judges are bloodthirsty wolves, the jailers are thieving ravens, and the National Guard are sitting ducks. Look at the slackers and dullards who supposedly protect and serve this country. Nobody cares about justice anymore. You saw my shameful display at the previous trials. Those are the results I produce with imbeciles to assist me. But you three, you care. Falcon, I saw you defending Dame Cataline and Prince Juan. I heard of your escapades around the city, frantically collecting evidence and interviewing witnesses. Frankly, you did more investigative work over the last month than I've seen any policeman do in a year. Not including myself, of course.
But Dame Cataline...
It doesn't matter. You have passion and conviction, and you want a total bird brain. But by my book, that makes you a fantastic investigator, even if that is not in your job description. So what do you say? Do you want to sit around your office, twiddling your thumbs until another pointless job offer falls into your lap? Or do you want to take this opportunity to do something great, and help us track down the animals who wish to harm our glorious nation?
I don't think so. Sorry, Inspector. Come now, Falcon.
Come now, Falcon. Let's not make hasty decisions. What would it take for me to change your mind?
I'm a private attorney, Inspector. Severin is paid by the state, but I am not. I'd be happy to collaborate with the government, but I need some sort of compensation.
Ha! Of course. What was I thinking? How does 50 francs up front and 50 more upon completion of your duties sound?
I can get more.
I don't get out of bed for that sum of money, Inspector. Fine, fine. I could probably scrape a little more for the budget. How does 70 francs up front and 70 on completion sound?
Keep climbing. I had no idea you were so money-driven, JJ.
Alright, so you want to play hardball. 80 francs up front. 80 francs on completion of your duties. That is my final offer. Take it or go home.
That sounds just fine. I'm glad we could come to an agreement.
Excellent. Here is your upfront fee. I don't want to keep you any longer than necessary. You already have all the key facts of the investigation. Find the elusive Croque Monsieur. Find where the rebels are congregating. Those are your 2 tasks. I will check up on your progress in 3 weeks' time. See what you can accomplish by then.
I'll be doing my own independent investigation into the rebel group, JJ, so I suppose this is a competition of sorts. Try to keep up with me.
Don't make me laugh, Severin. I'll have all the rebel leaders behind bars before you even have your first suspect. Come on, Spetterson. We have a Croque Monsieur to hunt.
Okay, let's go. Heh. I knew a little competition would kick those bird brains into gear. Well, Inspector, this has been a productive meeting. I should probably start my investigation into the Croque Monsieur too.
Not so fast, Cocorico. There's something else we need to discuss.
Head back to the office. Go shopping. Bridge. Hospital. Baron Borgai's mansion. You know what? I'm gonna outsource this. Well, well, this is most unexpected. Monsieur Falcon, Monsieur Sparrowson, I believe this is our first time meeting without disguises or pretenses, as it were. Oh, but first things first. Mousy, would you kindly fetch our guest some tea? Oh, of course, Monsieur Volpes, of course. Messieurs, what sort of tea would you like? Chamomile? Darjeeling, maybe?
I don't suppose you have any coffee, do you?
Heresy.
Now, Mousy.
If our guests prefer coffee to tea, that's not for us to judge. I suppose they'll be wanting milk and sugar, too. Oh yeah, 3 spoonfuls would be lovely. You have no taste at all.
I apologize for Mousy.
He's quite opinionated when it comes to matter of hot drinks. Can't blame him, sir. It's an important issue. Let's get down to business. What is it that you two came here for?
We just have a couple of questions.
Monsieur Volpes, have you heard any rumors of an uprising? Of course. These days, a man can't walk into a tavern without hearing angry men whispering about violence and revolt. I dare say that Paris may find itself in the midst of yet another revolution before the end of winter.
But what can you tell us about the dissenters, specifically? Do you know where they are meeting?
I'm afraid I only know what you can read in the papers, monsieur. I know anti-government protesters are meeting out in the open until the government clamped down on large public banquets. With the banquets gone, who knows where the dissenters went?
I see.
Perhaps I can assist you with something else.
Have you ever heard of a person called the croque-monsieur?
And no, we aren't talking about the sandwich, unfortunately. The croque-monsieur. Are you referring to the black market salesman? The man who claims to be able to procure anything, no matter how illegal?
Yes, that sounds exactly like the person we are looking for. Do you know him?
Me, personally? No, monsieur. I just know of his vile reputation.
I see. Then do you have any idea how we can find him?
Meeting the croque-monsieur face to face is not easy. The man doesn't make himself known to just anybody, after all. I know. I shall do a little investigative work of my own. Come back in 3 days, and I will tell you where and when you can find the croque-monsieur.
That's an enormous help. Thank you so much, Monsieur Volpes.
Of course, there is a price.
A price?
It's just a small fee. A mere 30 francs. Hey, we saved your derriere over that Prince Juan business. Is this any way to show your gratitude?
Monsieur Volpes, you must understand that this is no personal errand. We are investigated on behalf of king and country.
I'm sure your intentions are noble, Monsieur Falcon, but I am running a business here. A fox has to eat. 30 francs, and I guarantee I will find you the croque-monsieur. That's my final offer. What do you say?
Here you go, monsieur.
Very good. As I promised, return in 3 days or later, and I will tell you where the croque-monsieur can be found. Rest assured that I will undertake my end of the bargain with care and diligence.
I expect nothing less. Thank you, Monsieur Volpes.
It is my pleasure. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
That's all. Have a pleasant day, Monsieur Volpes.
As to you, messieurs. The tea's ready, Monsieur Volpes. It's ready.
I'm afraid you're too slow, Mousy.
Oh, bother. Okay, let's see. The Louvre, the library, Palace of Justice, the Chocolate Emporium, the Canard. You know what? He was saying that every tavern had revolutionaries in it. No, no drinking. Bad Falcon.
Calm down, Sparrowson. I'm just here for information. Taverns are the first place people go to moan about the government. Therefore, they are the perfect rebel breeding grounds.
Oh, that makes sense. Ah, it's you two. What will it be today? Wine or beer?
I'm afraid it's just questions for now, Madame Quenelle.
We're looking for a man called the Croque Monsieur. Have you seen him? No, that name doesn't sound familiar at all.
Okay. Have you heard any of your patrons bad-mouthing the government?
Of course. This is a tavern, hun. If people couldn't come here to grope and talk politics, where else could they go?
That's true. But has anyone stood out?
Well, just between you and me, the pair on the drinking floor have been acting very shifty. Now, I'm not saying they are or they aren't rebels, but they're doing far too much talking and not enough drinking, if you know what I mean.
I think I do. Thank you, Madame. Let's see, where to go?
And that's when the mademoiselle told me to put the order in. No idea where she's going to keep them, though.
Piero, you know that she hates being called mademoiselle. You're going to get stuck with guard duty again.
Oh, right you are. The madam it is, then. Wait, she ain't married, is she? So why do we have to call her madam?
Why don't you ask her yourself?
No way, she would straight up eat me alive if I asked that directly.
Wait, hush up. Do you smell that? It smells like eavesdroppers. Can I help you, messieurs? What were the two of you just talking about before we rudely interrupted? Well, I'd like to include you in our conversation, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think that's any of your business.
Extremely direct, or continue the conversation?
As a matter of fact, it is our business. You see, we want to fight alongside the rebels.
We do?
Listen here, you. Hold on, Piero. Let me handle this. Listen, messieurs. I've seen you two around a couple of times. We're acquaintances, I suppose. Now, I don't know who you are, but I do know that your line of work involves a fair amount of investigation. Therefore, I must assume that you're some sort of detective or prosecutor. Am I far off the mark? Well, as I thought. Now, I don't claim to be part of any secret rebel alliance. I've never heard of such a thing. But if I were a member of any such hypothetical group, I would not allow the entry of a man of the law like yourself. Understood?
Damn, that's a solid shutdown.
Yeah, I'll try asking about something else.
Monsieur, have you heard of a man called... Falcon, wait! There's a slight chance that these guys might be rebels, right? So if we ask directly, they might be scared off.
Good point. I'll try to keep it subtle. Monsieur, I see you are carrying a rifle. Evidently. Who manufactured it? Ah, good question. See, most hunters around here are carrying old French Charlevales, but this beauty is something special. See, it's American, from the Springfield Armory, model 1812, percussion lock firing mechanism. An American musket, you say? That's certainly quite special. It must have been hard to procure. It's true that you can't buy guns of this quality from standard street sellers, but if you know the right people... Please, go on. Well... Okay, listen carefully. You didn't hear it from me, but to meet the Croque Monsieur. Actually, it would be foolish for me to explain in public. It would be much easier if you just take this. The Book of Judges? What is this? Some sort of law book? The book's subject is not important. Just take it. Oh, I see. It's the Book of Judges, from the Bible. Old Testament stories of God smiting people and stuff. I appreciate the gift, monsieur, but I'm not religious. Nor am I. And why are you...
Just take it, you idiot. Bible books are what we use to pass around them code phrases, don't we?
Code phrases? Piero, please. I'm trying to be low-key, and I can't do that if you're mouthing off with that big beak of yours.
Right you are.
Try to forget what my friend said. Just with a little searching, and with the contents of that good book, you should be able to get what you desire.
Is that a religious metaphor?
Non, monsieur. I'm being very literal. Well, thank you very much for the gift, monsieur. But to be honest, I have no idea how this is supposed to lead me to our gun salesman. Ah, I see. Well, I hear that there is an excellent friar who performs Bible readings at Notre Dame Cathedral. Perhaps, if you show the man your new book, he'll be able to find you a particularly spiritual passage.
Are you sure that this isn't all a religious metaphor? I feel like you're trying to convert me.
I assure you, I am as secular as they come, monsieur. Friar at Notre Dame Cathedral. Thank you, monsieur. I'll make a note. Was there something else that you wanted? And thank you for your assistance, messieurs.
It's nothing. Get out of here already.
You two seem like decent fellows. You shouldn't get involved in this rebellion business. Just do whatever you need to do with the croque monsieur, and get out of Paris. That's what a smart person would do. I appreciate the advice, monsieur.
Are we ready to hit the road?
Yep. Let's make a move.
The library, Notre Dame.
Falcon and Sparrowson step into the grand atrium of Notre Dame Cathedral. Scaffolding lines much of the crumbling outer wall. Unperturbed, a handful of devotees are silently kneel in thought.
Here for a little prayer, are we, Falcon? I had no idea you were the religious type.
Don't be silly. I'm following up on Fontaine's lead. We must find our mystery friar.
Do you think it's that hunched-over fellow over there? I bet it's him. He looks super suspicious.
It could be. Let's show some tact.
Excuse me, Monsieur Friar.
Do you know what tact is, Sparrowson? Welcome, my brothers. Welcome. All are welcome under the roof of the house of God. Are you here to confess your sins? Or perhaps you wish to join in our services?
Actually, Friar, we're here because... Falcon! That friar. He looks eerily familiar.
Now that you mention it, he does look like that guy who delivers our post, doesn't he?
What? No, that's not who I meant. How does he look like anything like our postman? Am I going mad?
Your friend appears to be upset. Don't mind him. He's just in a huff because he thinks you look like this judge we once met. Judge Romulus? I get that all the time. I'm his twin brother, you see.
Oh good, I'm not going mad.
Friar, would you say that you had a good relationship with Romulus? We were close. But as you may have heard, he got in trouble with the law recently. I haven't seen him in weeks. I see. I didn't mean to pry. It's no trouble. But tell me, why are you here, my brothers? Oh, right. Well, we have a couple of questions. What's with all the scaffolding? Is some sort of construction work going on? That's right. A little repair, a little renovation. It's no secret that the cathedral has seen better days. The cult of reason did a lot of damage back in the days of the revolution. But now we're well on our way to restoring this holy place to our former glory.
The cult of reason. The religion of Christianity. Hey, Falcon, what's the difference between a religion and a cult?
Don't be rude, Sparrowson. Don't worry, my brother. I understand how it is. To a young person, all ideologies look like gobbledygook in different packaging, don't they?
Pretty much.
Then maybe you'll come to learn the differences as you grow up. I promise, some ideologies are worth following to the end. But let's not talk any more about cults and ideologies. Did you want anything else?
Friar, we have something that we would like to show you. Can you take a look at this? We heard that you could give special passage readings.
Ah, I see. You have your own copy of the Book of Judges. I think you will find chapter 15, verse 11, to be particularly enlightening.
Let's see. Chapter 15, verse 11.
This chapter follows the journey of Samson, the heroic judge with divine strength. In this part of the scripture, Samson is confronted by the men who are angered by Samson's notion of justice. Please, could you read the passage?
Okay. 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock Etam. They said to Samson, Knowest thou not that the Philistines are rulers over us? What is this that thou hast done unto us? And Samson said unto them, As they did unto me, so have I done unto them.
As they did unto me, so have I done unto them. A beautiful sentence, wouldn't you agree?
It sounds a little barbaric, to be honest. I think, as a society, we've moved past the need for petty tit-for-tat revenge.
You must understand that Samson was a judge. Not a judge of today, who sits on the high chair and files endless paperwork, but an old judge, a holy judge, a shoppet. Shoppets were meant to be admired and feared. They made their own judgments and dispensed their own punishments. I'm starting to ramble, aren't I? Okay, let's get back to the point. The key word of the day is Etam. That's the name of the cave where Samson hid. The Rock of Etam.
Etam. Got it. I'll make a note. It's like a backwards mate. I'm confused. What do we do with this key word?
That's for you to learn on your own, my brothers. You appear to be intelligent. I'm sure that, if you put your faith in the right people, you can uncover the truth.
We'll see what we can do.
Is there anything else I can help you with today? Perhaps you wish to make a confession.
I think we're done here. Thank you for your time, Friar.
Go in peace, my brothers.
Has it been 3 days yet? I think so. Monsieur Volpes, you've managed to dig up some good information, I trust. There is good news and there is bad news.
Hit me with the bad news first.
The Croque-Monsieur refuses to speak with anyone who does not know a secret password, and I was afraid I was unable to procure that particular password.
I see.
That is a problem. So what's the good news? If you want to meet the Croque-Monsieur anyway, I've learned that he lurks around the Rue des Marmousets on Friday evenings. The Rue des Marmousets? Oh, the Monkey Road, by Notre Dame. That's easy enough to get to. I apologize that I could not be of more help.
It's no problem at all, monsieur. You've given us a fantastic lead. Rue des Marmousets on Friday. I'll be there.
And I think we know what the password is.
We do?
Come on, Falcon. Don't be a bird brain.
I shan't delay you two any longer. I'm sure you have a lot of investigative work to do. That we do. Thanks for all the help, Monsieur Volpes.
Alright, well, now I've got a week to kill before I can do that. So, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3 places that I haven't been to. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 5 days to do them in. Alright. Might as well go to the hospital, I guess. There he is, Sparrowson. Go ahead, say what you need to say. Excuse me, Dr. Faldret. I just wanted to thank you for, giving me an antidote and, making me well and stuff. It's no trouble at all. Sparrowson, wasn't it? Of course, there is the small matter of the debt. But right. Let's see, 1 hospital bed, 1 dose of specialized antidote, expert medical care from the attending physician. The total comes to 500 francs. Falcon, can I get an advance on this month's pay? And next month's? And maybe the month after's?
Calm down, Spedderson. I'm sure the doctor's a reasonable man. He will surely allow you to pay in installments.
Of course, of course. Oh, thank goodness. With my current wages, I should be able to fully pay off the debt by the 20th century.
Hey, your pay isn't that bad.
Now, there's no need for quibbling. I have a suggestion. You messieurs are lawyers, yes? If you do some pro bono work for me, I may be able to knock down the bill a little. Maybe to say 100 francs. Oh, that sounds much more manageable. What kind of legal work do you have in mind?
Debt collection. No. Sorry, Doctor. But we don't have time to be playing hired muscle shenanigans. We're actually in the middle of a very important investigation.
Falcon, please, I don't want to spend my whole life paying the price for eating a bad chocolate wrapper. Let's hear the good doctor out.
All right.
There's a man I treated for a small injury a couple of years ago. He's been evading my attempts at collecting on his bill ever since. I wouldn't normally pursue medical bills so aggressively, but I know that the man is a successful adventurer. He can easily afford to front a bill. I would greatly appreciate it if you would pay him a visit and strong-arm him into loosening his purse strings.
Well, I'm not making any promises, but maybe we can swing by the inventor's house, if we have a free minute.
Thanks, Falcon. And thank you, Doctor. We will dedicate every waking moment to collecting this debt.
Wait, I didn't agree to that.
Every waking moment. Where is the new place? No idea. I think I'll call it here, though.